All right, ladies and gentlemen, mastery quiz number 15. We're going to do several things here. The first one is we're going to multiply and simplify the rational expressions. So, several steps to follow. 1, pull out the GCF. 2, factor. 3, cancel like terms in the denominator. And then 4, simplify. All right, here we go. So first of all, the GCF. So the first term, we've got 4x squared plus 12x. We can pull out a GCF there. The GCF there would be 4x. What we are left with is x plus 3. Okay. On the bottom, there is no GCF, so right now I'm just going to leave it at x squared minus 4x minus 21. Times, okay? The numerator of the next one, again, there's no GCF here, so x squared plus 9x plus 8. I will factor those in a little bit. And now the denominator, the GCF is x, so we're going to pull out an x, and we're left with x squared minus 6x minus 7. Okay, step 1 is done. I have pulled out the GCF. Step 2, we are going to factor. All right, so the numerator here, there's nothing more to do. Leave it 4x times x plus 3. The denominator can be factored, and it can be factored into x. All right, now factors of negative 21 that add up to negative 4. Okay, that would be negative 7 and plus 3. Negative 7 times 3 is negative 21. Negative 7 plus 3 is negative 4. Times. Okay, I'm going to factor the numerator here. Factors of 8 that add up to 9. That should be pretty obvious. X plus 8 and x plus 1. 8 times 1 is 8. 8 plus 1 is 9. And the denominator, we can factor that some more. Okay, we're going to split the x squared minus 6x minus 7 up. Factors of negative 7 that add up to negative 6. Okay, again, that would be x minus 7 and x plus 1. All right, step 2 is done. We have factored. Step 3, we are going to cancel like terms in the numerator and denominator. Okay, so I can see that x plus 3 and x plus 3 cancel. Over here, I see x plus 1 and x plus 1 cancel. And there's one more thing that will cancel. This x right here will cancel with this x down here. Okay, we have canceled all the like terms in the numerator and denominator. Check. So the last thing we need to do is simplify this. So on top, what we have left is 4 times x plus 8 all over x minus 7 times x minus 7. Well, we should always simplify the numerator as much as possible. The denominator, you can leave that as is. So the top becomes 4x plus 32. And then the bottom, I'm actually going to do this, x minus 7 squared, because there are two of them. You would not have to do that. You could leave it x minus 7 times x minus 7, but x minus 7 squared looks a little bit nicer. So there is the simplified expression when we multiplied those two together. Check. All right, the next problem, we are going to add or subtract rational expressions. It depends. You just need to look at the problem. This obviously is an addition problem because we've got a plus sign there. Now, remember, in order to add or subtract rational expressions, we need the least common denominator. Well, the first thing we need to do before we can begin is to factor. All right, so let me take the denominator and factor it. So factors of 32 that are going to add up to negative 12. Well, that would be minus 8 and minus 4. Negative 8 times negative 4 is 32. Negative 8 plus negative 4 is negative 12. Plus, okay, now the other one, factor the denominator. So factors of negative 24 that add up to 2. That would be x plus 6 and x minus 4. So we have factored. Now we need to find the least common denominator. Now remember, the least common denominator is the highest exponent of each expression. Well, okay, so x minus 8 that's to the first power. So I need an x minus 8. I have an x minus 4 here, that's to the first power, and an x minus 4 here, that's to the first power. But I only need one of them. I don't want both of them. So part of my common denominator is x minus 4. And then there's an x plus 6 here yet, so I'm going to also add that. So my LCD, my least common denominator, is x minus 8 times x minus 4 times x plus 6. Next, multiply each term by the missing part of the least common denominator. All right, so I'm going to have to write a little bit smaller here. So we've got 6 over x minus 8 times x minus 4. Now, what's missing? The x plus 6 is missing. So I'm going to multiply the top by x plus 6 and the bottom by x plus 6. That's going to give me my least common denominator. Now I'm going to put the plus sign here, and then I have 3 over x plus 6 times x minus 4. And again, what's missing in this one? The x minus 8. So I'm going to multiply the top by x minus 8 and the bottom by x minus 8. So now I have my least common denominator. All right? Now, simplify the numerator. All right, so here we go. So the numerator is 6 times x plus 6. So that becomes 6x plus 36. And then over here, again, we've got a plus sign here. Plus 3 times x is 3x. 3 times the minus 8 is minus 24. That's my numerator. The denominator is the x minus 8 times the x minus 4 times the x plus 6. Remember, in order to add or subtract, you have to have common denominators. All right, we're still not done. We can simplify the numerator a little bit further, combine like terms. So that becomes 6x plus 3x is 9x. And then 36 minus 24 is plus 12, all over x minus 8 times x minus 4 times x plus 6. That is our final answer. All right, and the third one, we are going to solve this rational equation. So again, the first thing we need to do is find the least common denominator. Well, looking at the denominators here, I see we need an x plus 1, and we need an x minus 3. Again, pick the highest degree of each one that's in the denominator. All right, so we found it. That's our LCD. 2, multiply each term by the LCD. Cancel the like terms. All right, so in this case, since we're solving, we are going to take our x over x plus 1, and we're going to multiply the x minus, or x plus 1 times the x minus 3 to that, plus 2 over x minus 3. And again, I'm going to take the LCD, x plus 1 times x minus 3. I'm multiplying it to that, equals 4 over x plus 1 times x minus 3. And I'm going to multiply, sorry, I'm running out of space here. I'm going to multiply that, x plus 1 to x minus 3. All right. Now, cancel the like terms. Here we go. Going back over here, x plus 1 is on the bottom. It cancels with x plus 1 on the top. So I am left with x times x minus 3 plus. Okay, now over here, we're going to cancel the x minus 3 with the x minus 3. And what we're left with is 2 times x plus 1 equals, and behind the equal sign, the x plus 1 times x minus 3, they cancel each other out, so we're left with 4. Check. Simplify. All right, so simplify. Distributive property. X squared minus 3x plus 2x plus 2 equals 4. Okay, we're not done simplifying. X squared minus x plus 2 equals 4. So now what we want to do is we want to factor this. Well, no, not quite. We can't quite factor it yet. In order to factor this, remember, it must equal 0. So what we have to do now is take away 4. So we have x squared minus x minus 2 equals 0. Again, in order to factor, it has to equal 0. Now we can factor it. So we have x minus 2 times x plus 1. Factors of negative 2 that add up to negative 1. So the solutions are x equals 2, x equals negative 1. But don't forget, we always need to check for extraneous solutions. All right, well, we need to plug it back in. If we take the 2 and plug it back into the problem, okay, plug it back into the original. So 2 over 2 plus 1 plus 2 over 2 minus 3, we end up with negative 1 1/3. If we plug that in on the right side, we get 4 over 3 times negative 1. All I'm doing is substituting for x. I'm checking the number 2 right now. And I end up with negative 1 1/3. So 2 works. 2 is okay. Now, if we check the negative 1, okay, well, think about this. If I put negative 1 in the denominator, if I put a negative 1 right there, I'm going to end up with 0 in the denominator. Okay? So I've got negative 1 over negative 1 plus 1, which is negative 1 over 0. Right away, that tells me no. That's not going to work because you cannot divide by 0. So that tells me that this is an extraneous solution. All right, that is Mastery Quiz number 15. Good luck.